Yeah, yeah. In the kids' like English and maths books, they've already got that put in the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah.
So they just literally put like a little short sentence next to it, or keywords next to it.
Yeah.
Key Stage 3ers don't really like it. They find it a little bit kind of cheesy, the whole 2 stars sandwich thing. So that, they're quite happy to just give balanced feedback. Yeah, it's just a nice way of giving a bit of feedback. Cool. Okay, so communication and media. I found again this year that my job role has meant that I've needed to look at things like media an awful lot more, especially with regards to promoting our department. Being a PE teacher is really difficult sometimes with parents. Bless them, they very much look at it from the outside of the school. They don't quite understand what it's like inside sometimes, and you have to make sure that you get what you're doing across to them in the right way, and using the school website as an example is a really good way of doing that. That's a job that I've had this year, and basically what I've done, if I can find the website, basically what I've done is I've created a PE page on our school website. I'll find it. And basically on that PE page, it goes through all of what we're doing at school and shows the parents what their kids are up to basically, and all the stuff that we're offering to them. So it's basically split down to these sections. PE staff, pupil participation is a big one. It goes through things like sports captains, the house matches, even things like lost property, to be honest, because that's a massive issue. So if we click on, the pupil participation, for example, that again I've had to break down into separate sections. The parents can click on a section and they can see how we're getting pupils involved within PE. I tell we can go sports leaders because that's obviously linked in with something you've already spoken about. So with the sports leaders, Mr. Day has already given 49% of our Year 8 pupils the opportunity of becoming a sports leader, and that's within the first term. So if you look at that over the space of a year, we could cover every single pupil in Year 8 and possibly into Year 7 as well. And there's also kind of some photos there that just kind of help parents understand what it is sports leaders is about. Little things like the sports clubs as well. So we are trying to get as many kids involved in sports clubs as possible. We need parents to know that actually the kids in Year 8 at the moment and Year 7 are maybe struggling to get into the after school clubs a little bit. So parents can see that, they're going to think, going to after school clubs, what's going on? Obviously Year 5 is having a really good impact, and I think these guys that are working in the primary schools and kind of upping the PE uptake is helping. It's having a good impact on when they come into middle school, because they're wanting to do more PE, they're wanting to be more active. On your tables, I've given you a handout. So on the website there is there's a section on there that gives data. So it can show you which page has been visited the most, maybe the page that hasn't been visited, where they've gone before and after the web page. So it's a really nice tool to look at maybe once a term and get a feel for which pages are popular, which ones maybe people are not looking at, and it can maybe give you an insight into where you need to go forward with that website, if that makes sense. I've used it once or twice this year already. I noticed that pupil participation was visited quite a lot, so I've tried to put quite a lot of effort into that to make sure that it's maintained and that parents can keep looking at it. Ofsted as well. One of the things we had from Ofsted was that what we do in PE wasn't well known. Parents didn't know about it. Governors were struggling to know about it as well. And when they found out, they were like, "Wow, that's great. Why didn't we know about it?" So it's all on the website. Everyone can access it. So, looking at communication, modelling positive behaviour and body language is huge. I found it difficult sometimes, because I'm quite a tall chap, when you're talking to kids that are possibly a little bit, shorter than you, sometimes I feel like they can get a little bit intimidated by it. So things like not talking so loud and just talking a little bit quieter to them, getting down a little bit lower to them maybe, talking to them from a similar height to themselves can help an awful lot. Here is the sports leaders again that we're looking at. I've actually sat down with them and talking to the kids, and they've all sat in a circle. I know it seems quite simple, but actually, if you were to picture the kids stood up, possibly fiddling quite a lot, if this girl stood up as well, she's obviously a little bit taller, are they going to be as engaged? Potentially not. I think if they're all sat down together and looking at it, it promotes a nice kind of body language for them to follow. What I've also found as well is that when I used to teach, my communication was quite bad. I wasn't very loud, I wasn't very confident in myself, but I've learned to be a little bit more louder. If I need to be a little bit more hands-on with the approach, then do so. And what I've made sure is that whenever I demonstrate now, I make sure that the demonstration is clear practically. I'm being verbal as I'm being practical as well, so the visual learners can see it, the auditory learners can hear it, and then the ones that are a bit more practical can just grab the ball straight away, off you go. So it kind of covers those different learning styles as well. Website we've gone through. So resources, I find Google's fantastic for holding on to resources. Things like lesson plans, overviews, things like observations as well, peer assessments from the kids. It can all be reused, and keeping it on Google and using Google Sheets and Google Docs and stuff is fantastic because it can all be altered and changed by different people at the same time. So we've had like self-assessment documents for the kids. They've accessed the same document, and I've had 20 kids all accessing it at the same time. So they've all got their own box on the screen. So if you imagine you've got 20 boxes going down, you can see stuff going into all 20 boxes. It's just the same sheet. It's a really nice way of doing it. Also, where we've looked at obviously trying to cover as many kids as we can, I've created this PE profile, which is kind of like the learner profile I think that Lee spoke about earlier on. What we've done here is I've sectioned off all the different parts of PE for this year. Kids' names are here with their different statuses and stuff. And if they've participated in a football team, for example, I put a little dash in here and it automatically colours it blue. So you can look down through the whole list and you can quite easily see what they've covered in PE this year so far.
Yeah, that's exactly what mine does. I tick 6 things off, it changes colour, so then I can see instantly their coloured pattern on.
It's so nice to see
so
it.
easy, it's so visual, it's so quick.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant resource.
I hate having like the whole paper registers and stuff. You've got to go back through the registers and that. I think if it's all in one bit, it's so much easier to see.
Yeah.
And also their grades as well. So the grades are on there. We always give them an average grade at the end of the half term. So I put in Excel summy thing up here, and the average grade will always come out down here. So when we give them their grades, we will say, you just got a 4, but actually it was 3.67. You need to do this to make sure you get closer to a 4 next time. That kind of thing. Parent teachers as well. That's amazing. So. And also the next one here as well, this again is using the Google Sheets. You can focus on pupil premium kids, you can look at just the males, just the females, the SEND kids as well, and you can really narrow it down and look at targets. So this is the amount we've got level 1 down to level 5, and it's the same all the way through. References. Thank you very much.
Any questions? Be quick. I did say, what are you doing with the students who don't want to self-assess?
So the ones that don't want to self-assess,